He's the river. That's it.
And the mountains all around.
Very
Heaven.
cool. Very cool.
I love it.
Good for you guys. I think that's very
You
cool.
need to come down here then for sure.
Yeah, what are you wasting time down here?
We're 3.5 hours from here. We're in the Smoky Mountains, right up here in Hayesville, North Carolina. We're tri-state. Yeah, Hayesville, we love it. We love it.
I'm happy for you. I think that's fantastic.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, you ready, my darling?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, count you down. 5, 4, 3.
Whenever we have the opportunity, we are so blessed to have our brother God. I think it's now been at least 12, 13 years that he's been coming and being a part with us. John Schlitt. John, thank you
My
for
pleasure,
being
kiddo.
here with us again. And you know, you have such a pure heart of so many people that we meet. I can literally say out of 12, 13, you have such a pure heart. You're always the same. You have a genuine love for God and sincerity, and that comes forth first.
Thank
You're
you.
not caught up
Wow.
in stuff and all this stuff. You just love God, and your love for God is so sincere. If I think about all the other things, you know, if anything I had to say about John Schlitt, yeah, he'd sing this, that, and the other. Well, what would you say, Dr. Brenda? The man just loves God.
Oh, you
Just
are
the
a sweetheart.
simple thing is that you just love God. And that's what come across. That's why any opportunity we have, we want to make sure that we share with what God's doing because you love him.
Wow.
Even if you love my husband better, but that's okay.
We're just buddies. Come on.
even though he's your pick, but that's okay.
I got you one too. No, listen, thank you. What a beautiful thing to say. You two have always been very good friends, and I appreciate you. Well, what a compliment. How can I say more than that? Thank you so much. I hope that I'm glad to hear that it comes through because Christ changed my life, gave me a second chance, third chance, fourth. I mean, let's face it, we're every day we need a second chance, and for me to be able to use the talents He's given me in any way I can, including our conversation here today, to talk about the Lord. Who knows who's listening? And who knows, maybe that's a key that's going to open up that person's life. And in heaven, we're going to be able to, oh, praise God, isn't that cool? But we need to spend that time. We need to have these programs like this to talk about Christ and to realize that the gifts that He's given us, the skills He's given us, how much better could they be done than to use them as tools to talk about Him?
You know what's missing, John, because we've been doing this, you know, I've been in media so long, but I've been out in ministry and in media interviewing, and it's something that's missing now. If we don't have a generation of singers that are coming forth, they're losing something. They're so caught up in what they're doing and the music, they're missing the essence of, just like I said about you, I'm trying to hear Christ in there somewhere. And, you know, I was thinking, I was reading, I see you back in the studio again. This is Dr. Brenda. I'd like to see John Schlitt come to the mountains. Let's get some other young artists and things that are coming up and sit down and share with them not what to do, but what not to do, and get them on track. Because if we don't have you guys to tell the younger ones, they're missing something. Did I get you?
Well, I've got to be careful because do the young want to listen to the old? And that's always been a concern. In our generation, when we were raised, we were actually confronted by the church very diligently. I mean, they were checking us out, everything we did. I mean, we were under a fine-tooth comb at all times.
That's it.
But it was, you better be Christian. You better be Christian. And but as time went on, it's almost like, and please understand, I'm not condemning, but it's almost like the church came and took a total of 180 and said, don't be too Christian. Don't be too Christian. We don't want to chase the people away. Hey, we don't want to chase them. We want to draw them in with the truth.
Exactly.
And I'm afraid we've lost that focus. But on another note, I will say that I have met young artists that have that drive to seek see Christ change lives.
They're looking for it, John. They don't know. This is the thing. They're looking for it. I was telling someone earlier, the reason why we're growing and bodybuilders networking thing is growing, and someone was asking, why is bodybuilders growing? Oh, Jerry Rose, I was talking with him, and he said, man, bodybuilders is doing great. He said, what would be the key? I said, because we're not dealing with famous people and names. I said, because number one, secularly, marketing-wise, this generation, the most popular shows are the reality shows
And you know
with
how-
no names, and we know how real
Yeah,
those are. But
yeah.
they're so looking for real. So what has happened is just like what you're saying. We've gotten so far out, and we've gone Hollywood, we've gone everything, and they don't want that. But they're looking. So you know what? They're hungry. I can say to you, John, they're hungry and they're looking. They want to hear. They want to hear. Yes, this is how I can better perfect my craft, but here's how to stay good to my heart, how to stay true to the Lord, how to make sure you keep that essence. And the thing is I've interviewed people that I was interviewing with you. They didn't last 2 years. It saddens me. I think probably at one of the last GMAs, and I told my husband, we interviewed, this young artist. He was a great rapper, and now he's back secular. He's out. He's doing I'm like, it hurt. I literally had tears. I'm watching him on BET, and I'm like, I told my husband, what happened? How did we lose him?
Many answers. Okay, it's the dollar bill. It's the God of the dollar. It's the lack of support from the church. There's so many different, and I'm not a church hater by any means. I mean, that's been my life. But sometimes we, in the attempt to reach more, we reach with less. And sometimes the boldness of Christ should be understood that it's a powerful tool, not something that we become ashamed of, because we don't want to chase away the general populace. Well, the general populace is probably more hungry than we are by far, because we've been tasting the goods for a long time, and the general populace hasn't even had a chance to know it exists, because the world has phased Christ out in every possible way they can. And so nowadays, you mentioned Christ, it's like the darkness hating that light because it's a reference of good. So they'd rather not have anything that reference good, because as far as they're concerned, they are good. Darkness doesn't know how dark they are until the light comes in, and nobody wants to shine the light anymore, which blows me away. Why, as Christian artists, we should be the light that just blinds them. And these sweethearts come out and they have a dream to do that, and the first thing they're told, if you want to make it, you got to stop that. You got to stop that. Tell you what, just say God. Just say God. That'll be good enough. That's there's no difference. There's a big difference. It basically turns off the spirit of Christ. It's just a shame that that's how it works.
And what's good too is you're reaching another generation and introducing them to the music and the ministry, a new generation. Speaking of introducing new, you're in the studio now with Whiteheart.
Yes.
And these are names when I was like, oh man, I can't wait. I want to get in on some of that. Can I be a fly on the wall and see? Tell me what's happening with that.
Well, okay. First of all, I want to make it very clear that it's not Whiteheart and Petra. It's Billy Smiley of Whiteheart, who was a co-founder, and then John Schlitt of Petra. And we had a chance to join together and do some writing, and it just skyrocketed and turned into an album. A lot of interest. We did one song from Petra and one song from Whiteheart, and then actually 9 originals that are going to be going to have the taste of both bands. And I'll tell you what, with the fresh, with a little fresh flair, it's not the folks that like the sound in the back are going to love it. The folks that are interested in the sounds of today are going to love it. I'm pretty excited about it. It's music that edifies Christ in both the way Petra does it and the way Whiteheart did it. So praise God.
Wow. When are we going to hear that?
Okay, you've got an advanced copy of.
Maybe he does like me a little bit better now.
of the single that's coming out. Actually, it's officially coming out now. I don't know when it'll be in the stores, but this is an advanced copy of a traditional Christian song that we decided to do it our way. And then the album with this as a bonus cut will come out in June 15th.
Where'd you come up with the title, the Union of Saints and Sinners?
Actually, I wish I could say it was me, but it was Billy. We were looking for, we looked for names forever, and we wanted to make sure that it was understood that the two bands joined together. And there was a band already called The Union, which we loved, and there was another one called something else. And finally, we said, we're sort of like the Union of Sinners and Saints. Well, wow, that's sort of cool. It's a long title, but let's do that. So it came out, and the more you think about it, I mean, we're all sinners, absolutely, but we're all saints to the blood of Christ. So because everybody goes, who's a sinner and who's a saint? I'm both. We're all both.
Hey, this is great. Get a shot of that if you can. And
the album will be called The Union of Sinners and Saints.
And we can go to the website and find it?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we have a website, I think a new website called The Union of Sinners and Saints. But just to make sure, just go to mine, John at johnwschlitt.com or johnschlittministries.org.
Hey, we've got more coming up. This is Dr. Brenda at Bodybuilders TV. I'll be back after this. I promise.
What am I doing?
John Schlitt, you're watching Bodybuilders Television Network.
Oh, fantastic. Television Network. Okay, Bodybuild. That is a cool name. Okay. Hi, I'm John Schlitt, and you're watching Bodybuilders TV Network.
Okay, do it one more time.
Okay. Did I do it right? Television Network. Bodybuilders Television Network. I never know what your place was called. It's just you guys. I just never. Jeez.
Yeah.
Television.
And
television
you've been
networks,
with us
networks.
all the years we've done you've been right there.
All right.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm John Schlitt, and you're watching Bodybuilders TV. Take two.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm John Schlitt, and you're watching Bodybuilders Television Networks.